What's interesting is we've got back in May or April.
In the strategy room,
Are we going to turn that up?
Of 2016. We're in 2017 now.
As the Obama administration announces it will send a letter to every public school district in the country telling them to allow transgender students to use bathrooms and locker rooms that match the gender they identify with, instead of what it says on their birth certificate. And states are already fighting back, with Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick saying he will not be, quote, blackmailed by the president. Joining me now with reaction, our Democratic strategist Jessica Tarloff
Okay, so I
and
just
Republican
wanted
strategist
to
Brian.
play that little clip where the Obama administration sent a
Letter.
letter to all school districts in the whole country saying...
So a lot of our friends think this isn't happening in our district.
Right.
The letter went to your school district. It's happening everywhere. I take my uncle to aquatherapy at one of our local hospitals. Has this giant, it's called the Tri-Health Pavilion. It's a workout center and everything like that. And when we walk in, and these are a lot of older people, we walk in and it says gender neutral bathroom on it, or gender neutral changing area. And it boggles my mind. It's just so weird. And when you walk in there, it's just a set of lockers with a regular floor, and then there's individual shower rooms and restrooms. So they're individual restrooms. So the fact that it even needs to say gender neutral doesn't make any sense to me, because they're they're like individual little rooms. It's not like it's just this, locker room where everybody's
And that's just
showering.
the thing.
It's
That's
just
not, you don't have that in schools and in public places.
Yeah, it's so weird to me that our society has shifted so much.
The judge, back in October, a judge had ruled in August that this was, he reaffirms that
Well, the judges can make these sweeping decisions.
nationwide ban on Obama's transgender school bathroom policy. This is what you want to happen.
Okay, well,
This is what you want.
still not sure that the
and
judges
the way
can
it's
make the sweeping
worded,
decisions.
the way it's worded is he banned Obama's thing.
Right.
Okay, and then he did it twice. A federal judge in Texas has largely rejected the Obama administration's request to narrow a nationwide injunction. He had a nationwide injunction banning enforcement of an education department policy requiring public schools to allow transgender students to use bathrooms and locker rooms corresponding with their gender identity. In an order issued last Tuesday, this was in October, U.S. District Court Judge Reed O'Connor made some changes to the ruling he issued in August at the request of the 13 states opposed to the policy, but he left the education department unable to bring new cases enforcing transgender students' access to what he had termed intimate facilities across the nation. Justice Department lawyers had asked O'Connor to limit the injunction's effect to just the 13 states that who brought the suit filed in federal court in Wichita Falls, Texas. It is clear the Supreme Court and the Fifth Circuit precedent that this court has the power to issue a nationwide injunction. So Obama tries to use his pen and his phone to make everybody accept the whole transgender bathroom thing, and the states fought back. 13 states fought back against this. It's kind of a big deal. I mean, not everybody wants to push back against the president.
Right.
And when you think about, well, why not transgender bathrooms? Okay, well, the first question is why? Okay?
Exactly.
I don't really see a lot of cross-dressing people. If you're really that transgender and you're walking around and you look like Bruce Jenner now with all the surgery, you just go and use a girl's bathroom. Nobody's going to ask you. Nobody's going to say anything to you. Right? This isn't an issue, but the issue is pushing every button on people, just hitting them with all kinds of sexual weirdness and perversion. The fact that we're even talking about it.
When you, as an adult, like the cover on the National Geographic magazine, go to discuss a sexual preference of a child, you are really participating in...
It's just insane.
Like child pornography and molestation. It's wrong. Pedophilia. It's so... Your sexuality shouldn't be addressed until you are of age anyway, and then maybe we can have a discussion. Right. But at a child
under before puberty doesn't even understand what a sexual sexual orientation. How do you say that? Sexual orientation.
Yes.
Is orientation, whatever. And all these words, they throw all these words at us to just confuse our minds. Misogynist, xenophobic, your sexual orientation. It's like, seriously, it's like I'm a girl, I'm a boy, I'm an XX, I'm a XY, whatever. And when you think about, you already have heard a few stories here and there of men going into women's bathroom, pretending they're women, and then assaulting women. Just on a biological standpoint, I was telling Michelle, I was like, listen, nobody really cares. Nobody cares if a girl goes into a guy's bathroom. Nobody. Guys don't even care. Really, they don't care.
Right.
I don't think one guy really gives a care. Whether you're dressed like a butch and you go to the bathroom, you just go to the stall, whatever, okay? If you try to pee like a guy, that might get a little messy. But other than that, nobody really cares. It's guys who care
Right.
about their daughters and their wives going to the bathroom with a guy with a weapon. It's kind of like you banned weapons in school. You're not even allowed to bring a plastic knife. But males walk around with a weapon all day long. Okay? The definition of rape used to be a male and a female because females really can't rape. You can insert foreign objects into people, but you can't really rape them because the definition of rape is more along the lines of biological
Right.
things. Okay, so a guy walks into the bathroom, or he pretends he's a guy, but he's really a girl. And what happens when
He pretends he's a guy.
whatever? What happens when Avery Jackson decides, oh wow, I have these goods, and if they don't do all they probably will. But what if one like him? I have all these goods, and I want to, it's just bad. You just try to not to make things happen.
At the very least, and I don't think that we should go this far. I really, really don't. But the fact that they're pushing it's such an agenda, because if they really had an issue, and maybe they're doing this, they would create a gender-neutral bathroom.
Oh, but that singles them out.
Well, I'm just
They're
saying.
upset about that. They don't like that.
I'm just saying, you can't, if you have an issue.
They've done that. They tried to give them just their own gender-neutral bathroom.
But I'm saying that's the point. It's more to cause a ruckus than it is to actually accomplish anything.
Right.
Because if it really was just about the personal, you know what I mean, feelings.
I don't want to go into a boy's bathroom because I'd look like a girl and it would just be really weird.
Right. Well, you could have a gender-neutral bathroom where a child that identifies as a girl, that is a girl biologically, could go in there as well. It's the restroom where anyone can go. Okay? And I don't even want to go that far, but if we have to, that's where I would go. Because what you're doing is you're taking, and I remember being 12 years old at public school. It was bad enough to go into the bathroom with other girls that might make fun of you and pick on you. And I would imagine as a boy, this would be the same thing.
It goes along with
You would feel really uncomfortable as a girl to have a boy, even if he's dressed like a girl, come into the restroom.
It's like this. The Boy Scouts allowing homosexuals. You have to be smart about these things, and then the boys who join, I'm not exactly sure that they should have a homosexual ban on the kids. I don't know. I don't think that you should be asking a 10-year-old, are you a homosexual?
Yeah.
I don't think that's a question that gets brought up.
Right.
Okay, so, or even a 15 or 16-year-old. I just don't think those are questions to be brought up. But they would have to have separate bathrooms. They have to have separate bathrooms for the women who go. Mm-hmm. And they have to obviously sleep in other tents. The leaders sleep in other tents.
Right.
But you wouldn't put a girl in a tent with boys. So you'd have to have the homosexual boys separate bathrooms.
Right.
Okay, separate
Exactly.
tents.
Right.
Why do you not put boys and girls in tents together? Okay, why would you put a homosexual who says I'm attracted to boys? You don't put boys and girls together because they're attracted to each other.
Right.
So you wouldn't put two homosexuals together. So that's like a whole nother. People just this is an agenda.
It's absolutely, and that's
and
the
we're
point.
the
That's the
resistance
bottom
against
line.
the agenda. We're not.
Right.
We don't. I'm not fighting against transgenders. I'm not fighting against homosexuals. That's not an issue. But they're bringing an issue.
Right.
They're like pushing in on not societal norms or our morality.
Right.
But just common sense.
And I can tell you right now for a fact, sorry, I have a hair in my face, that 50, 60, 100 years ago, when none of this was an issue. Many people like to pose the argument, well, all of these people were just in the closet hiding. They were not. I can tell you that the amount of homosexuals, transgenders, whatever, LGBT, whatever you want to identify as, they were not hiding in the closet. They didn't exist, okay? It spreads. And how does it spread? It spreads by pushing the agenda. It spreads by demoralizing our children in the public schools, by even you as a parent sitting down and watching a movie that is inappropriate even for you to watch. And then that child sees it. If you're at home, and I'm going to just call y'all out, and you watch an Adam Sandler movie and your kid that is under the age of like 13, I'll give you that one. I would actually say 16, but we'll say 13, is watching that movie with you, you are over-sexualizing your child. You are exposing them, and that's what degenerates the mind and causes them to be susceptible to these mass movements in this direction.
All right. Well, we should sum it up there. I mean, we could go on and on forever, so.
Yeah, and we will.
Leave your comments. Let's talk about it.
Yes.
What do you think?
Resistance Chicks, where it's not a conspiracy if it's the truth.
You want to stop it there, John, on the next one?
Yep.
I was cold all alone. No place for